While its ships, personnel, exploits, and history are well known, the exact makeup and composition of Starfleet is less commonly known by the majority of people. Most, for instance, do not know that while human-manned ships are a majority in Starfleet, roughly 60% of the organization's vessels are crewed by other member races, such as the Vulcans, Andorians, Tellarites, various Orion states, and others. Even fewer know that Starfleet is itself broken down into 3 main branches and several smaller sections. And while the majority of the ships in Starfleet are not assigned to any one specific command, each has a very specific role to perform as part of the broader mission brief of Starfleet. With this brief explanation out of the way, let's now take a look at our first of these 3 commands as we work our way through each over the course of this video. Exploratory Command is the premier command of Starfleet as outlined in the Federation Charter. It is tasked with a wide variety of missions, from exploration of new star systems and first contact to protracted study of specific phenomena and development of new technologies. In peacetime, a majority of vessels in the fleet technically operate under the auspices of Exploratory Command, though they still perform military roles as required, and a majority of starship classes operated by Starfleet have the capacity to perform combat missions to some capacity, rather than purely self-defense armaments. Though, of course, dedicated surveyors and scientific research vessels do also exist in the fleet. Easily the largest scientific group in the Federation Exploratory Command does not undertake missions on its own, but works closely with scientific groups within the Federation on specific missions, such as the expedition to explore the ruins of Sharshack 5 alongside the Vulcan Science Academy. Exploratory Command is also the most popular branch of Starfleet, being the one which gets the most attention from the Federation, as well as having the most appeal to average Federation citizens. After the popular and widely known Exploratory Command, we have the least well-known but easily most important branch of Starfleet, Transport Command. Tasked with construction, maintenance, and support of infrastructure for Starfleet and the Federation as a whole, Transport Command operates a large number of specialized ship classes to enable it to perform its role, with Transport Command typically operating predominantly specialized designs rather than operating more commonly seen classes, though when needed, more typical designs can fall under Transport Command authority, though usually only for brief periods. Officers and crew tend to not seek out service in Transport Command, though exceptions to this rule exist. So its manpower is made up of crewers and officers reaching the ends of their commissions, or else younger personnel performing a stint in Transport Command to balance out a deployment in a more exciting role, either previously or in future. Transport Command thus operates as a mixture of a reserve pool for crews for Starfleet which can be called on in emergencies for more active duty, and as a means of allowing crews to recuperate and readjust after more tense service periods. Overall, the Federation could not function without the efforts of Transport Command, making them unsung heroes of the Federation and badly underappreciated. Following the popular Exploratory Command and the vital Tactical Command, the final command of Starfleet is the only one that is important when everything else is on fire, this being Tactical Command. The importance of Tactical Command has waxed and waned significantly with the geopolitical situation that the Federation has found itself in. In times of general peace, such as the first half of the 24th century, Tactical Command has been almost forgotten and neglected, with only a relative handful of ships under its authority and very few situations where it could prove itself. While, conversely, during periods of tension, such as the Dominion War or the Cold War with the Klingon Empire during much of the 23rd century, Tactical Command has played a much more dominant role in Starfleet, even subsuming Exploratory Command for periods. In peacetime, Tactical Command maintains a core of very powerful units at key Federation positions for emergency response, while in wartime subsuming Exploratory Command and being given authority over Transport Command until the conflict is over. Thus, it is a branch that can easily be forgotten in times of peace, but whose role in times of war cannot ever be understated. Beyond the three commands, Starfleet has various specialized sections which often operate their own vessels and have their own mission briefs, the largest of these being Starfleet Medical, the Starfleet Corps of Engineers, and Starfleet Atmospheric and Planetary Command, though of course others do exist. Well, obviously, this video has greatly simplified a very complicated issue. I do hope that you leave with a better understanding of how Starfleet is organized and functions. If you have gotten to this point and are only just now realizing what it's about, then you either don't speak English, which, nothing wrong with that. I speak it badly myself. Or else perhaps you had a noisy toddler to deal with and couldn't devote all your attention to what might be an okay video in terms of quality, might not be, depending on your standards. Purely subjective there, but, you have a kid to deal with, so you have other issues than judging the quality of a random YouTube video. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, comment below about if you knew this before. If you didn't know it before, then give a comment as well. Suggest future video topics, should you desire. I have a rather long list, but I could always use more. If you really, really want to, I have a Patreon that you can join, which should be linked in the description below. Description, doobly-doo, whatever you want to call it. Either way, I feel a sneeze coming on, so I'm going to end this video. Do all the things I said earlier. In addition to that, have a nice day. I hope you can't hear the lawnmower going. I can't control that. That's my neighbor. He does what he wants. I do what I want, and we don't tend to yell at each other about it. Anyway, I really have to sneeze. Bye.